And we are back. It is game week 36, just 3 weeks to go now in the Premier League after what was arguably the most entertaining week of European football we've seen yet. Everything that happened in the Champions League alone, with Villarreal looking like they were going to have a crazy comeback against Liverpool, only for it to end with Rulli just completely losing the plot. Man City, literally 1 minute away and with a 2-goal lead, ending up losing to Real Madrid after Rodrigo's 2 goals in 2 minutes and the Benzema penalty. I think we can all agree that the removal of the away goals rule has been massive this season and really added to the drama. If away goals were still in play, Real Madrid would have won with those 2 Rodrigo goals alone, and we got the extra drama in extra time because of the removal of that rule. Away from the Champions League, it was also disappointing for the Premier League clubs, West Ham and Leicester, both losing in their respective Europa competitions. A shame for them, really. I'd have liked to see both of them go on to get the results, but coming up short in the big occasions in the end. But overall, congratulations to Liverpool for reaching another Champions League final. And for those of you not from England watching this country, congratulations to Real Madrid for reaching their Champions League final. Frankfurt and Rangers, an incredible achievement for Rangers to reach the Europa League final. And finally, Feyenoord and Roma in the Europa Conference, giving Jose Mourinho the opportunity to say, I'm the first manager to win the Europa Conference, and also I'm the first manager to win all 3 European competitions, which I'm sure he would love. But we are here, as always, to talk about the Premier League. As I said, it is game week 36. There are just 3 game weeks to go now in what looks to be shaping up to be a very, very tense finish in all aspects of the table. Let's get into game week 35's results before looking ahead to this game week. So, these were the fixtures last weekend. Nothing fancy about last weekend, just a bog standard 10-game game week, and these were the results. A much better week for me after I've had some poor ones recently. Special shout outs to Brighton for a fantastic 3-0 away win at Wolves. And for any of you that watched the Everton-Chelsea game, what a game that was. Jordan Pickford proving why he is still England's number 1 right now. And really making the relegation fight alive with Burnley and Everton both winning and Leeds obviously going down quite comfortably to Man City in the end. Also, we managed to get ourselves a correct result this week with a correct score, should I say, with the Arsenal 2-1 away win at West Ham. All in all, giving us a total game week score of 9, my best for a while, sadly, and a season score of 210. As always, let me know down in the comments how you are getting on, and let's look ahead to game week 36. So it is quite a big game week. I say there are only 3 weeks left. This has a lot of games in part 2 as well. So this is, as always, a 2-part video when it is a double game week. And we start with a bunch of 3 o'clock kickoffs because there is no 12:30 game this week as it is the last day of the championship season. And my family will not forgive me if I don't say, come on Luton, let's get them in the playoffs. But we start with the 3 o'clocks and we start with Brentford and Southampton. In form Brentford against out of form Southampton. And if we're being honest, with those 2 things said, I think it's fairly obvious which way I'm going to go here. I am going to go for a 3-1 win to Brentford. I have to be honest, I was a little bit disappointed with how they played against Manchester United. It was United's best performance for a long, long while, but I expect a little bit more from Brentford. But the way Southampton are playing right now and the way Brentford have been playing, other than the Manchester United game, I thoroughly expect Brentford to win this one pretty comfortably. So I will go for 3-1. On to Burnley and Aston Villa. Mike Jackson nominated for Manager of the Month, and I think he would thoroughly deserve it. The performances Burnley have put in since him and Ben Mee have taken over charge of the side. They come up against an Aston Villa team that are still really struggling for consistency right now. They're not really playing for anything other than league position. So I think with that said, I would expect Burnley to get the job done here again, and I am going to go for a 2-1 win to Burnley there. On to Chelsea and Wolves, and Again, I kind of have to go on form on this one. I thought Wolves would be putting up more of a fight in their most recent games, considering they have a very good chance of qualifying for Europe one way or another. They can only now qualify for the 2 Europa competitions. There was a period recently they still could have got Champions League themselves. But they come up against Chelsea, who are going to be feeling the pressure. They have now got Arsenal and Tottenham breathing down their necks. They are not safe in a Champions League spot just yet. However, like I said, the way Wolves are playing right now, I would expect Chelsea to win this one, and I am going to go for a 2-0 win. We move on to Crystal Palace and Watford. Watford have to win all their remaining games and hope that one of Burnley, Leeds and Everton lose all their remaining games. My head tells me that they've probably already given up on this, and I would expect Crystal Palace to win. If they haven't given up, then they'll probably end up overloading, leaving so much space for those Crystal Palace attackers anyway. So either way, I can only see this being Crystal Palace win, and I'm actually going to go for a 3-0 win for Crystal Palace. On to the first of 2 evening games. We have a 5:30 kickoff between Brighton and Man United. And I really don't know how to call this one. Brighton are one of the most informed teams again at the moment with some fantastic results. However, it's their away form that has really done it. I saw a stat yesterday saying that on away form alone, Brighton would be 4th in the league. But on home form alone, they'd be in the relegation zone. They're also the bottom scorers at home this season. And with all of that said, and with how well United played against Brentford, I'm going to let my bias get the better of me here. And I'm going to go for a 3-1 win for Man United. Now, obviously, as we all know, the only predictions I've got right for Brighton this season are the 2 Man City games. So by predicting Man United to win, I have inevitably caused them to not win. But we shall see. I'm backing my team this time. We're going to go for 3-1. And on to the second evening game. It is a 7:45 kickoff between Tottenham and Liverpool. Liverpool-Tottenham, should I say. Moved because, like I said, of the Championship fixtures at 12:30. Which arguably gives Liverpool an extra advantage. They are always better at Anfield under the lights. But as much as they're fighting for the title, Tottenham are fighting for that Champions League spot. I think this could end up being a very, very pivotal week in all the aspects. We've already spoken about Chelsea needing to win. Tottenham and Liverpool need to win. Arsenal and Leeds we'll get to in a moment. Both need to win. West Ham and Norwich. Obviously Norwich are already down now. And there's a lot going on this week that could end up being pivotal. But as I said, I think Liverpool do have the advantage being at home and being under the lights at home. I can still see Tottenham causing them problems. We saw how well Tottenham played at White Hart Lane against Liverpool, trying to exploit that weakness of Kane dropping in and then Son running in behind Trent. It'll be interesting to see if Klopp employs Joe Gomez at right back again because of Son, like he did with St Maximin last week. But I'd be lying if I said I thought there was going to be any other result here other than a Liverpool win. I'm not going to let my bias get the better of me this time. I am only going to go for 3-2 though. I can definitely see Tottenham getting goals the way they're playing right now. But I think Liverpool's attack should be too strong and will be able to outscore Tottenham this weekend. On to Sunday, and we start with Arsenal against Leeds. And like I said, a very, very, very tight game for both of them. Arsenal needing the win to stay ahead in the Champions League race. Granted, like I said, they will know the Tottenham result, so if Tottenham lose, it'll be an opportunity to go 5 points clear ahead of their game against each other. Leeds, however, will know how Burnley would have done, so potentially will have to win that game themselves. So, all in all, a very, very tight game for both teams, but the way Arsenal have played recently in the last couple of games, definitely, and the way Leeds have played against better teams this season, unfortunately for Leeds, I think this is another game that's just going to run away from them, and I'm going to go for a 4-1 Arsenal win. I think Arsenal just have too much quality for that Leeds defence. I could be wrong, and I hope the game is entertaining either way, but a 4-1 Arsenal win I am going for there. And speaking of the battle for relegation, whilst Arsenal are playing Leeds, Everton will be coming up against Leicester. And if you look at the table right now, Leicester's season is all but over after last night. It is completely unrealistic for them to be qualifying for Europe again next season, given their current position in the league. And I feel their players are probably going to be pretty deflated after what happened last night against Roma. So it is a perfect opportunity for Everton to come in and steal a result in this game, with them obviously fighting for their lives. I'm not going to go overboard and say that Everton are going to win this game. However, I am going to give it as a 1-1 draw. I still think if Leicester turn up with, full passion and wanting a response from the Roma game, they could easily get a result, an easy win, should I say, against Everton here. But the way Everton have played the last couple of games, I'm going to give them the 1-1 draw. And from one disappointed Europa team to another, we have West Ham away at relegated Norwich. And again, the perfect opportunity for West Ham to bounce back. They certainly are in with a shout of qualifying for Europe again next season. That is what they are desperately going to want. It's not possible for them to get Champions League anymore, but they are going to want to get back in the Europa League again for next season. It's what they've fought so hard for this season. So I am going to give them the 2-0 win. It wouldn't surprise me, now that the pressure's off Norwich, that they do start playing a bit more freely and playing a little bit better. But West Ham are going to want to put them to the sword here. They want their fight to go on. So I thoroughly expect the West Ham win. And finally, the Sunday evening game sees Manchester City come up against Newcastle. How are they going to react after what happened against Real Madrid? Is Kyle Walker going to be fit enough to play against St Maximin? We will see. That could certainly play a factor in this game. They will also, of course, know the result from Liverpool the day before. So, all in all, a lot of pressure mounting up on Man City in this game. I still expect them to win. You can't just say, oh, they blew it against Real Madrid, therefore they're not going to beat Newcastle. It could happen. The mentality of footballers, especially after what happened, it is quite possible that they slip up against Newcastle here, especially if Liverpool have already got that win. The pressure could really start to pile on top of them. But I still expect Man City to get the win here. I am going to go for a 2-0 win, especially as considering how well Newcastle defended against Liverpool last weekend. I don't think it would be right to push them that far ahead. But I'm going to end it with a 2-0 win, and that will conclude part 1 of Game Week 36. Lots of games, like I said, in part 2. That video will be out on Monday. As always, let me know down in the comments what you think the scores are going to be this weekend. Like, share and subscribe, and I will see you on Monday morning. Thank you very much for watching.